Are we ready to rock and roll? I think we're ready to go. Let's do this. Welcome back, everybody. We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching. I'm still adjusting some cameras for a second longer, and I think that looks good. Let's begin. We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice a little bit of consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make the suffering we're about to put ourselves through a little bit more fun, a little easier to stay consistent with. So, if you're ready, let's shake out our bodies and get loose, get relaxed, and get ready to do. Oh, that's so cool. Thank you for the crown. To do some hip cars, our first warm up exercise. Hip cars stands for cars, controlled, articulated rotations. I think technically the A stands for like articular rotations, but I like the word articulated. Like we're really focusing on getting through each portion, rotations, a little bit better. So if you're gonna Google it, it stands for something a little tiny different than what I just said. All right, cool. Let's get going. We're gonna bring our knee up as high as we can first. Lift, 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 directly in front. And then we're gonna bring that leg out to the side. We're gonna wee, open it up as wide as you can. All right. Try and lift that knee higher as you're hanging out there. Pull it back with your glute muscles. Lift high with your hip flexors, and then we're gonna rotate. We're gonna bring the ankle up and try to keep the knee relatively high, and the ankle is gonna disappear like a magic trick. It's gone. Except it's totally there. It's been there the whole entire time. Right? We're aiming to get about horizontal, and then we're gonna keep rotating. We're gonna keep bringing the knee down, keep on lifting the ankle up until you feel a crazy contraction in your hamstrings and your legs go, ooh, no more. When you've hit that point, bring the leg down and back. All right, from the front down and back, just looks like you're lifting your knee. You're lifting your ankle up, right? But when you do this, I want you to flex the hamstrings. I want you to flex the glutes. I want you to feel the stretch right here in the front of your hip, and that is gonna be one rep. We're gonna do 10 of these on the left side, 10 of these on the right side. Then we're gonna reverse the order. I'll explain that later and do 10 more on the left, 10 more on the right. We're gonna do 40 whole reps, all right? Let's get ready. I don't know. That was funny. All right, let's go. High knee. Open. Ankle up some more. Down and back. That's one. High knee. Open. Ankle up some more. Down and back. That's two. Remember, the goal is to get your legs to go to crazy places and contract your muscles to let your muscles pull you to those places. All right. If you're struggling with balance, feel free to put your hands out, grab something, give yourself a little bit of support, and keep going. That's four. My right leg is struggling a little bit with the balance. That muscle feels really, really tense right now in the right foot, right above my ankle on the outside. I think is because I ran for the first time in like a whole month yesterday, and now my calves are reminding me that I didn't run for a whole month before that, and now they're a little tiny bit sore. Oh, I think that's seven. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's eight. High knee, lift, open, rotate, pull it back. That's nine, I think. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's 10. Shake out both legs. Shake them out. Do a little wiggle, do a little flop, relax, and let's continue on the other side. All right. High knee, open, ankle up some more, down and back. Welcome back, Che. I think I see you saying hello because I recognize the circly picture, or at least that shade of color. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's three. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's four. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's five. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's six. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's seven. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's eight. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's nine. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's 10. Whew, those are our hip curls. That's the first half of our hip curls. All right, we actually have more. We just went forward. Now we're gonna go in reverse. When we go in reverse, we're gonna start by bringing the leg down and back. We're gonna flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, feel the stretch right here in the front. We're gonna lift that leg up to the side. From the front, it's gonna look like you go, oh man, I'm off balance. This ankle is tired. All right, We're doing some crazy looking kick things, all right? But we're not actually kicking. We're just going from here. We're gonna rotate the knee down, lift the ankle up. Then we're gonna do the opposite. We're gonna rotate the ankle down, lift the knee up, and then we're gonna bring the knee forward. That's one. We're doing 10 of those. You ready? Let's do it. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's now one again. All right, I know that's a little confusing, but I was demonstrating what one rep looked like, and now we're counting them. That's two. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's three. If you're a little off balance today, you're also a little bit sore. If you're a little less perfect than usual, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Just try your best. All right. If you need help with balance, feel free to hold on to something. That's five. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's six. Otherwise, you know the drill. Try your best to lift as high as you can. Contract those muscles. Lift, 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 lift. Feel like they're about to cramp up if you need to. And build some strength. Build some mobility. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's eight. Two more. Back. Oh, I'm off balance. Side, ankle up, oh, ankle down, knee. Has nine. Last one. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 10. Oh, oh, finally done. This this calf can finally relax. Oh. All right, we got one last leg. I don't know why my right leg's balancing. I have better balance on one leg. Let's continue. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's one. Remember, the goal is to use your own muscles to lift your legs, to rotate your legs, to get this leg moving as much as it can in your hip joint, right? And we're doing this to build some strength, to be able to control what your legs do a little bit better. Whew. Remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath. If you can balance and you don't need to rush it, don't rush it. But oh no, it looks like the Wi-Fi just went out. So, um, looks like the Wi-Fi just went out. So that is unfortunate. Oh no, do we have a power outage? Hmm. People, if you're still online, send a signal. Wave. Let me know that you're still here. But I just had a notification that said there's no Wi-Fi, and that looks like it's broken, and that looks completely broken. So am I just talking to myself? Oh, we lost half our audience, and then oh, we have it all back now. I don't know. Is it back? No. Oh no. Oh no. Hmm. Oh, Lois says hello. I'm early, so maybe it is working. Oh, is it back? Is that Wi-Fi back? YouTube loaded. And oh, so there we go. Israel says my screen is black. Am I the only one? Okay, boom. Oh, it's back now. Thank you for letting me know in the chat. The Wi-Fi went out in the building, I guess somehow, and by building I mean in my apartment. uh, and now we're back. All right. I am dramatically have completely forgotten how far we got in our hip curls. I think we finished our hip curls. Did we not finish our hip curls? Did we do 10? I can't remember. I'm just going to pretend we all did 10. All right. We're going to move on into our second warm up exercise. And the first one was all about building up control, building up strength in your joints. And now we're going to stretch a little bit. All right. We're going to move on into our second move. It is the elephant walk. We're going to fold our belly button down towards the ground just a little bit, like so. And we're going to try and relax here for a second. Inhale. Exhale. Let your body flop a little bit as you sink a little deeper into this relaxed position. All right. From here, we're going to add a little bit of knee bend in one leg. We're going to straighten out the other leg. We're going to fold, and we're going to bring the belly button down as low as you can go. From here, we're going to switch the knee that's bent. We're going to go from side to side to side. You do not have to go fast. It does not have to be super intense. You can take your time with it. And While you keep on doing these, I'm going to tell you about the rest of the show. We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day, so Monday through Sunday, to practice a little bit of consistency, to make the suffering we're putting ourselves through a little bit more fun. All right, a little easier to stay consistent with. So, if you like the idea of making your hips move a little better, making your body work a little bit better, working on some advanced hip mobility, working towards some side splits, and you need a little bit of help practicing consistency, then you are in the absolute right place. All right, hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back, set a calendar invite, set an alarm, and I will see you again real soon after we finish the show. Don't leave now. We just started. All right. Whew. Now that you've done a whole bunch of these and your hamstrings are feeling a little less stiff, we're going to go a little deeper. I want you to fold your belly button down a little bit more, and then down a little bit more, and then down a little bit more, and then down a little bit more. Ah, feel that stretch in your hamstrings, and switch, renew. 5, the last one's 5. Woo! 4. Keep folding. Keep on feeling those hamstrings. 2, 1, 0. That is our workout. I'm just kidding. That's our second warm-up exercise. Pop into a squat, come back into standing. That's warm-up exercise number 2. Whew, fix the shirt, or I'm gonna fix my shirt, and we're gonna move on into warm-up exercise number 3. All right. These next movements are called thoracic rotations. Basically, we're taking this chunk of the spine below the neck, basically about to the belly button. We're gonna rotate. We're gonna get some movement in the spine. If you were here this morning on our mobility, joint mobility, and posture workout, then you have already done some today. But for everybody who wasn't, we're gonna do some more. All right. Let's go. We're going to bend one knee. We're going to straighten out the other leg, just like we were before. We're going to fold forward. And on the bent leg, we're going to take our arm from the bent leg side. We're going to reach across to the straight leg. We're going to push off that shin bone. We're going to help use that push to rotate our spine. All right. I want you to extend your arm straight up into the air if you can. If you're a little bit more angled like this, just try your best. That's okay. Rotate your neck to look at that hand and inhale. Exhale and reach over your shoulder. Woo! That is half a rep. When I say exhale and reach, I really mean it. When there's no air in your lungs, your whole body's going to rotate a little bit more easily. All right. And how is the audio? Is the YouTube audio really bad? It just sounds like a bit echoey. It sounds a little echoey. Should we turn off the fan? Maybe it's the fan that's causing that. Ah! All right. Now, let's continue. We're going to do some more thoracic rotations. We're going to do the other side now. All right? This leg is bent. This leg is straight. This arm on the bent leg side is reaching across to the straight leg. We're pushing off that leg to open it up. Look at the hand. Inhale. Exhale and reach. When you exhale, we want to let all that air out so that your chest can compress, your chest can twist, your lungs don't get in the way of all the other movement you're trying to do. All right, let's keep going. We got 4 more. Bent leg, straight leg, bent arm, straight leg. Open it up. Look at the hand. Inhale. Exhale, reach. That's 2. Other side. Inhale. Exhale, reach. That's 2 again. Keep going. Inhale. Exhale, reach. That's 3. Other side. Inhale. Exhale, reach. That's 3. Keep going. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Inhale. Exhale, reach. That's 4. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, reach. That's 5. And inhale. Exhale, reach. Woo. Hopefully your spine is a little bit more relaxed. You can kind of do a little wiggle, do a little dance, do a little shake, move around, and enjoy that extra looseness. All right. We're going to move on into our 4th and final warm-up exercise. It's called the Cossack switch. What it will look like for a lot of you is something like this. You're going to bend the knee just a little bit, come on down into a partial squat. If you're a little bit stronger, a little bit more flexible, you might be able to go a little bit deeper. You might be able to push a little lower into the ground. You might be able to get super, 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 super low. All right. When you get here, just focus on having a nice, strong squatting leg. If you can, keep your heels down on the ground. And this leg, that's just doing like a side split thing. You can just ignore it. It's going off to the side. All right. From here, Our next step, no matter if you're here or here or here or here, is to move your butt that away. All right. If you're a little bit higher up, it might be easy enough for you to just go, boom, I did it. All right. But if you're a little lower to the ground, you might want to put your hands down for a little bit of support. Help waddle yourself over to the other side. And when you get there, just chill and breathe. Enjoy where you just got to. All right. Inhale. Exhale. On the exhale, see if you can sink a little deeper into your stretch. And then may I come back? So come on back, however it makes sense to, and that is 1 rep. We're doing 10 of these, right? Keep going. Help yourself get on over to the other side. Come on back. If your knees are not liking how low you are, feel free to come up a little bit and come across however it makes sense. If you are somewhere in the middle and you're not quite in the easy world and you're not quite able to reach the ground because you're not quite that low either, feel free to grab a coffee table, grab an ottoman, grab something midway to help you across and back. All right. Now, once you figured out what version makes sense for you, is still challenging for you, we can stick with that version. All right. But if you have been able to do this really low version, let's show you some harder variations. If you can continue without using your hands at all, feel free to do so. If that is not hard enough for you, I want you to try to sit up a little bit straighter so your chest is up, your head is into the ceiling, your arms are in front of you to counterbalance, and keep going. I think there's like 6. I really didn't keep count. I was talking too much. So we're going to pretend that this is 6. All right. And if you're otherwise feeling okay, we got some slightly easier variations to adjust to if you're feeling a little bit weird in the knees at some point. All right. If you're feeling a little achiness in the knees, you're like, ooh, I don't really like this version. You can always come up a little bit, come across, slowly sink on down into your stretched out position at the bottom, then come up a little bit, come across, and then come on back down. All right. This version of it takes some of the pressure off of the knee at the crazy angle. So you're not pushing at a weird angle. You're coming up a little bit, making it easier on yourself before you come over. All right. That's 8. We're going to wrap up with 2 squats if you're ready to handle it. If you're not ready to handle it, just do whatever version you thought was cool and you really liked so far. But if you're ready for squats, I want you to power through this leg into standing. And I want you to slowly come on down on the other side. Inhale, exhale, breathe. Sink a little deeper, and let's power through. Inhale, power. That's 9. 1 more. Slowly come on down on the other side, as low as you can handle it, right? Yours might look like you got to stop right here. That's perfectly fine. If you can get lower, great. Ready? Inhale, and power through. Inhale, exhale, power. Ooh, that's 10 on one leg. We got to match the other leg. Slowly come on down on the other side. Sink into it. Inhale. Exhale, power through. That is 10 reps. That is our warm up. We just did 4 warm up exercises. Check out your legs, check out your body, check out your spine. Do a little wiggle, do some body rolls, pop your hips, and that is our warm up. All right. If you've never been here on the show before, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice a little bit of consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make the suffering that we're doing a little easier to stay consistent with. All right. If you like hip mobility, if you like side splits, you need a little bit of help practicing consistency, this is absolutely the show for you, especially if you like my personality a little bit. That helps. Hit follow, hit subscribe, keep on back, calendar invite, alarms, all those things. Let's move on into our first stretch. All right. We're going to do a hamstring stretch. And for this hamstring stretch, I want you to grab a little bit of padding. I got a little bit of foam. You do not need fancy gym flooring or fancy equipment at all for this. If you have some dirty laundry, you can roll it up, stick it under your knee, and we're ready to go. If you have an old flip-flop, maybe it's mismatched because your dog stole one, took it to the yard, and you haven't seen it since last year, perfect. Take that, stick it under your knee, and we're ready to continue. If you have some couch cushions, some decorative pillows, whatever, something that maybe is a little dirty, maybe a little smelly, maybe your dog chewed on it a little bit, perfect. Stick it under your knee and we're ready to continue. All right. Next, we're going to come into this nice tall kneeling position where our glutes are flexed, our body is nice and straight and aligned, and we're going to extend one leg out in front. Bada bang, bada boom. Here we go. Next, we're going to fold our upper bodies down towards that leg. I want you to inhale. I want you to exhale and fold, 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 fold. Ooh, as soon as you get stuck, as soon as your hamstrings tell you no, no more, feel free to stop. Pause right there. And we're just going to peacefully, calmly breathe and relax. All right? Inhale. Exhale, relax. Let your body flop over that leg. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Sink a little deeper into the stretch. Let's do it for a third time. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Sink a little deeper into your stretch. From here, we're going to add a little bit of movement, all right? We're going to bring the knee up into a nice lunge, right? And we're going to fold our upper bodies down towards that leg. It's going to look a little like this. Whee! The goal here, for now at least, is to get your upper body to touch the thigh, all right? If you're not able to fold far enough forward, you're not able to relax into that position, feel free to just try your best and lean forward, all right? From here, our next step is to put our hands down for a little bit of support, for a little balance. And we're going to slowly straighten out that leg that we were folding down to. Now, you're going back into that hamstring stretch. All right? We're going to do this 5 times. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 2. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 3. Each time you straighten out that leg, take a couple seconds, feel that hamstring stretch. That's 4. Again, knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 5. From here, we're going to fold a little bit deeper. Yeah, ready? We're going to take a big breath into our lungs. We're going to slowly exhale that air out, and we're going to fold at the same time. Inhale, exhale, and fold. Cool? Big breath in. Inhale. Slowly exhale and fold, fold, fold. Bring that belly button down. Fold. Woo. Inhale, relax. Let your body flop over that leg. Inhale, relax again. Let your body relax. Third time, inhale. Exhale, relax. Sink a little deeper into your stretch. From here, we're bringing the knee up, chest down, straightening it out. Woo. Feel that stretch in your hamstrings. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Right now, as you do these, you should notice maybe you don't need to lift your knee as high. Maybe you can fold a little bit deeper than before. If that is true for you, fold a little less deep, straighten out a little bit lower, get into a deeper stretch in. Once you've done about 5 of those, we're going to fold a little deeper once again. Inhale, exhale, fold. All right? Big breath in. Inhale. Slowly exhale and fold. Exhale, 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 fold, 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 fold. Bring that belly button down towards the ground. Remember, yours does not have to look like mine. As long as you are trying to fold forward, that is all that counts, all right? All that matters. Inhale, relax. Let your body flop over that leg. Let's do it again. Inhale, relax. Sink a little deeper. Third time. Inhale, relax. Sink a little bit deeper if you can. Knee up, chest down. Straighten it out. That's 1. 4 more. Knee, chest, straighten. That's 2. Knee, chest, straighten. That's 3. Remember, the goal is to stretch out your hamstrings, is to practice this forward folding skill, and it's not to just go fast or be explosive. If you feel like I'm going fast, go a little slower if you need to. Cool? All right, once you've done 5, I'm pretty sure we're ready to hang out for 30 seconds. That's it. That's the whole thing. 30, 29, 28, 27. Keep breathing. Exhale, relax. Let your body drape into the floor. If your back is rounded right now, that should be okay. If you are not trying to smash your face into your knee, you're not trying to turn yourself into a little ball right now, you're not feeling a whole bunch of pressure in your upper back, mid back, your neck, then you're fine, right? The goal here is to relax into it. Cool. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our hamstring stretch. Slowly come on out of it. Get back into that lunge position, and we are going to bring that leg back. We're going to come back into kneeling. We're going to catch our breath, and we're going to reset on the other side. All right? So, flex the glutes, Flex your abs, kneel up nice and strong and tall, extend one leg out in front, and let's begin to fold. Bring that belly button down to the thigh. Fold, 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 fold some more, keep folding. Ooh, all right, you ready? Inhale, relax. Let your body flop over that leg. You might notice this leg is starting off way rougher than the other. That's okay. Inhale. Exhale, relax. That's two. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale, relax. I said you might notice this leg is already worse off, but it could very well that this leg for you is way better than the other leg. It's completely normal for one leg to be a little bit more flexible than the other. Don't worry about that. All right, just make sure you treat them as if they're slightly different. Don't try to do the exact same thing or get to the same level. They're not at the same level. Just take it how you need to. Cool? All right, knee up, chest down, straighten out. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. You can experiment with how far out you bring the leg that's up and see if there's a slightly more comfortable position for your hips. As long as you're getting that hamstring stretch at the end when you straighten out your leg, that is all that we care about. All right, so make sure that this movement feels relatively okay and you don't feel too tense or funky or anything. And you just feel the hamstring stretch at the end. All right. We've done at least five. I think a little bit more. We're going to fold a little bit deeper. All right. Inhale, exhale, fold. Let's go. Big breath in. Inhale. Exhale and fold, 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 fold. Bring the belly button down. Woo, feel that stretch in your hamstrings and inhale, relax. Let your body flop into the ground. Let's do it again. Inhale. Relax. Sink a little deeper into the stretch. Let's do it again. Third time. Inhale. Exhale. Relax. Sink a little bit deeper into your stretch. Knee up, chest down, straighten it. Actually, yes, knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Whew, that's one. Knee, chest, straighten. That's two. Take a moment, feel that stretch when you straighten out the leg, feel that hamstring stretch, and then keep going. That's four. Last one, knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's five. We're gonna fold again. This is the last time, I promise. Inhale, exhale, fold. Let's do it. Big breath in. Inhale. Slowly exhale and fold, 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 fold. Bring the belly button down. Inhale, relax. Let your body flop into that leg. Let's do it again. Inhale. Relax. Let your body flop into that leg. Third time. Inhale. Relax. Sink a little bit deeper if you can. Remember, this is not about your neck getting real tense or your upper back or your mid back. This is about bringing your belly button down towards the ground, folding forward. All right. So if you're feeling a whole bunch of pressure in your upper back, in your neck, in your mid back, you're working too hard, relax. Inhale, relax. And knee up, chest down, straighten out. Knee up, chest down, straighten out. That's one. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's two. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's three. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's four. Last one. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's five. We're hanging out here for 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, come on out of that stretch. Breathe, grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need to. This is not easy. It is very challenging. So if you need to grunt, I totally get it. All right. We're going to move on into our second stretch. So hopefully you had a couple of seconds to relax there while I was making fun of grunting noises. And oh, you can get rid of your cushion. You can get rid of your padding. We're going to sit down on the floor now. All right. I want you to bring your butt up to the wall. want you to bring your low back to the wall, your shoulders, your head up to the wall, and I want you to bring your feet together, and I want you to pull them in towards your groin. All right, this is our starting position. If you are unable to get to a position that looks like this, or even like this, because your groin muscles are way too tight, you might want to try elevating your butt. All right, when your butt is a little bit higher, it might be a little bit easier for you to get into a position that looks similar to what we're doing. Cool? And again, just like before, the goal of this movement is to bring your knees down towards the ground. All right? So I'm going to scoot these out of the way so we can begin. Our first goal right now is to use our glute muscles, our outer thigh muscles, to pull our knees down towards the ground. We want to use our own muscles to pull our legs into a position where we will get stretched, because that's how we strengthen our muscles and develop our stretching skills all at the same time. All right? From here, if you're feeling the stretch get more intense in your groin, in your inner thighs, you're seeing your knees go down a little bit towards the ground, you're doing great. Next, we're going to take our hands, we're going to apply a little bit of pressure on the inside of the thighs. We're going to push straight down into the ground. When you do this, you might feel that you're also pushing your back and your head into the wall behind you. That is normal. All right. For the next 30 seconds, we're going to slowly inhale and exhale. On the exhale, I want you to try and push your legs down a little bit harder and hold that pressure. All right. That's it. That's the whole thing. Breathe, exhale and push, inhale, exhale and push, and we're going for 30 seconds. Let's go. Inhale. 29, 28, 24, 23, 22. Inhale. 21, 15, 14, 13, 12. Inhale. Exhale, push. 7, 6, 5, 4. Woo, that's about it, I think. But if you want to hold it for a couple seconds extra, feel free to do so. Let it go. Let your legs come up. If your wrists are tired from applying pressure straight down, you can give them a little gentle wiggle, gentle little flop to loosen them up. Don't go shaking super aggressively and super hard, because sometimes your wrist won't like that. All right? Now, if you can, start flapping the wings of your butterfly. This is a butterfly stretch. I assume this is why it's called butterfly stretch, because you can do this and it looks like a butterfly. So flap the wings of your butterfly and let those muscles relax a little bit. All right, we're ready to move on into our third stretch. We're going to do something called the standing pancake. If your balance is not so good, you might want to consider trying the seated pancake. All right, and I'll talk about why in just a second. In the standing pancake, we're opening up our legs a little bit. It doesn't have to be crazy. Just a little bit is fine for us to begin with. All right. Next, we're going to fold our belly button down towards the ground. As soon as you get stuck, just like when we're doing the hamstring stretch, as soon as you get stuck, feel free to stop and rest there. This is our starting position. Yours might look a little bit higher up, and that's absolutely okay. All right, we're all going to be at different levels. From here, the goal of this stretch is to try and keep a back relatively straight. It's okay if it bends a little bit, but try to keep it relatively straight and try to bring the whole entire thing in between your legs or as close to that as possible. All right. The reason why we do this in the standing version is because for most of us, we're going to get stuck about around here. All right. When we're in this position, gravity is pulling this whole entire chunk of our upper body down into the ground, and it's going to feel really intense. If you were seated on the ground like this and you tried to lean forward, you probably wouldn't feel any pressure because gravity is pulling you straight down. It's not pulling you forward. This is why we do the standing variation. However, if you don't have great balance, if leaning forward like this is really scary for you because your balance is not so good, feel free to find a stool to sit on or find a chair to sit on. If you need to make it more stable, maybe sit with the chair and the back of the chair to the wall so that it can't slide out from underneath you. And if you are really flexible, you can use a lower chair. If you're not very flexible, you can use a higher chair. All right? Next, for everybody else, let's get into our stretch. Once you're here, to make it harder for yourself, you can extend your arms past your ears and breathe. Inhale. Exhale, relax. And see if you can drop a little deeper into your stretch. All right? If you want, you can open up your legs a little bit wider to get into a deeper stretch for your inner thighs while you fold forward. That is completely optional. If you feel like your face is a little too close to the floor for comfort, you can try to stick your butt back a little bit. When you stick your butt back, typically your upper body will start coming back up a little bit and you'll get a little further away from the floor. All right, those are all the tips you need. We are going to hold this for about 30 seconds. Remember to breathe. Let's go. Hands up. Get yourself in position. Stick your butt back if you're ready. Open up those legs a little wider if you want to. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Put your hands down if you need to. Slowly bring your legs back together. Try to come back into something that resembles standing. Wiggle your toes and your heels in slowly if that helps. And whew, slowly, slowly, slowly walk your hands back up your leg. Ooh, come out of that pancake stretch. That was our third stretch. We're going to move on into our fourth stretch right now. All right. But first, I want you to give your body a little shake. The standing pancake puts you through a lot in your inner thighs, puts you through a lot in your hamstrings, and if your legs are feeling a little crazy right now, that's okay. That's normal. Hold on to something for balance if you need to. Shake out your legs, get floppy, get loose, relax those muscles. We're going to get on into our fourth stretch. It's either the pigeon or the figure four. If you're a regular on the show, you know exactly what you got to do. Feel free to jump into whichever you prefer. If you're new to the show, we're going to do the pigeon today because I'm pretty sure we did the figure four last night. All right. The pigeon sort of looks like this. We're taking one leg, we're crossing it over to the other side, and we're going to grab that ankle. We're going to bring it up towards our belly button. We're going to bring our belly button down towards that ankle. All right. From the side, it's going to look a little bit like this. You try to bring your chest down to that leg. You're going to feel a stretch here in the side of your hip. This is mostly a glute muscle. You're also going to feel a little tension here in the hamstrings, but the leg will be rotated like this, so you'll feel it sort of like here. And you might feel a little bit right here where you're actually doing the folding for this position. All right, so let's take it to the ground and let's get into the pigeon stretch. Leg is across the body and you're on the ground. You don't have to come down the way that I just did. I just enjoy showing off. And you can absolutely sit down first, then bring your leg in front. All right. From here, I want you to take a look at this middle line. Down your eyes, down your nose, down your mouth, down to your belly button. This middle line down your body. And I want you to find the midpoint between your knee and your ankle. All right, somewhere around here. I want you to take that middle line up here in your upper body, and I want you to fold it down and try and meet that midpoint in that leg. That is basically the whole entire pigeon stretch. All right, congratulations, you're already done. I'm just kidding. We got some variations to talk about. If you want, you can just let your other leg chill out to the side, ignore it the whole entire time. It will still work on all the muscles that we care about. If you have watched some other videos and you're like, that's not the pigeon, here are some other options that might be the pigeon that you remember. We can also bend our knees and just have it off to the side. All right. For some of you, that might make the folding easier, but that might make the standing up and resting position a lot harder. It's up to you what you want to do. Finally, there's another pigeon that you might know of if you've done some yoga. It looks a little bit like this. You extend this leg back behind you, and you're folding forward like so. For a lot of us, you're going to have a little bit of trouble here in the front of the hip. You're going to put a whole bunch of pressure on that back knee. It's not going to be very comfortable. All right. For our show's purposes, you don't even have to do this. We're not going to do very much upright. We're going to spend most of the time down anyway. So you're not going to have that much benefits. But if you really want to do this in the back leg behind you kind of way, and you're struggling a little bit with it, you can elevate that front leg. All right. For most people, when you elevate the front leg, your hips are going to pop up a little bit. And when your hips come up higher, your back leg has way more room underneath it for you to get into a position where your knee is not smashing into the ground. And while you're here, you can still do everything that the pigeon requires. So if that's the version that you need to be doing, feel free to take a second to find something to elevate your front leg. It could be a stool, could be a chair, anything that's relatively stable, coffee table, ottoman. You can even use a couch or a bed. All right. Hopefully, you've learned way too much about the pigeon and you're ready to get into position because we're going to get started. All right. We're bringing that leg across. We're folding the midline down to that midpoint. We're extending the leg back if we want to. Again, optional. And we are keeping our hips as low to the ground as we can. And then we're folding forward. Let's go. Fold, 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 fold. Melt into the floor. Exhale, let all the air out of your lungs collapse into a heap of you on the floor. And whew, 30 seconds. We're hanging out here. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. If you've been doing this for a while and you're like, hey, this is a little easy for me, you got a couple of options. You can push this leg away from you, push it towards your face. All right, away from your groin towards your face. That will add a crazy hamstring stretch, and everything will feel way harder. And you'll be like, "What the heck? I only moved it like half a centimeter. This is insane." Great, amazing. 15, 14, 13. If you're regular on the show, I usually tell you to just relax and let yourself flop into the ground. But if you want to, for the last 10 seconds, I want you to try to straighten out your back, get long and tall, and see if suddenly you feel the stretch in your glute get way more intense. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our stretch. When you straighten out your back and you try to tense up, it gets more intense for the same reason that our hamstring stretch or our pancake gets more intense when we have our back straight and we have it horizontal. All right. So most of the time, when we're just starting, you're trying to relax, you're trying to figure out how to turn off the muscle so you can get into a deep stretch. But at some point, you'll get used to it and you'll stop going any further. One of the quick, easy tricks you can to add a little bit more pressure is to push your heels a little bit further away from you to make you feel it a little bit more in your hamstrings and to straighten out your back again, but still staying very low to the ground to get a little bit more leverage, a little bit more intensity from gravity pulling you down. So hopefully you were able to experience that. If you weren't, don't worry, you got another leg to test it out. All right, let's go. Other leg, crossing it in front of us. And we are finding that middle line, midpoint. We are extending the leg back if you want to, it's optional. And keep the hips low, then fold yourself down. Exhale. Sink into the floor. Exhale. Sink into the floor. 30 seconds. Let's do it. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23. Again, push that ankle away from your groin. Push it towards your face and everything will get suddenly harder. 20, 19, 18. Straighten out your back. Don't tuck your chin in. Get long and tall. 15, 14. And all of a sudden, the stretch will feel way more intense. 10, 9, 8, 7. Don't forget to breathe. Don't hold your breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our stretch. If you were changing up your style a little bit for the pigeon and you felt it, let me know in the chat. And that is our fourth and final stretch. I'm just kidding. That's not true. We got a fifth and final stretch, but that was the fourth of our normal-ish stretches. All right. If you somehow don't know, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. Everything we've done so far is a little bit more hip mobility. We're going to move on to some side splits. If you've never done a side split before, do not worry. I try my very best to break it down into lots of very manageable pieces, and you can just try your best to get as low as you can. And if you can't get any further, you can always stop, or you can hang out where you're at. All right. Anyways, we do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make the suffering that we do a little bit more fun. All right. If you like side splits and hip mobility, you want a little help practicing consistency, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, and keep coming back. Now, we're going to move on into our side split setup. I want you to grab a little stool. I want you to grab something lightweight that you can put your weight on to support you because we need it for our side splits. I'm going to go grab my own thing because I moved it over to open a window earlier and I forgot about it. So now I got to go fetch it. All right. If you have a stool that looks a little bit like this, you got a little step stool because you're not so tall and you know reach things on the top shelf occasionally. Perfect. That is what I am using. All right. This is a slightly taller one, and the use case that we're gonna use it for is we're gonna put our hands on it and we're gonna let our legs go wide behind it. All right. You don't need one particular size. You got lots of different options. I usually use this much shorter one. And if you have something else that's relatively lightweight but also sturdy and stable, you can use that instead, like some yoga blocks. All right. So take a second, find something that you can use that is lightweight enough that you can move around if you need to get out of a position that looks like a side split that's uncomfortable or something, and yet is still sturdy enough that it can mostly hold your weight. All right. Once you've got your thing, we're going to be ready to begin. The reason why we want it to be lightweight is because we are going to be pushed up against the wall and using the wall to help keep us feeling supported and keep us from sort of slipping and tipping over. One of the cons of using the wall and having a hand support is you kind of get jammed up in between them, and we want the thing that you're jamming in between to be lightweight enough that you can move it out of the way so you don't get stuck. All right? That sentence sounds really scary, but you'll see what I'm talking about in just a second. It's really not that scary. Take your hand support. Bring with you. Move your butt to the wall. All right? The wall is going to be your best friend. It's going to keep you from falling backwards. It's going to keep you supported, and we're going to rest our butt on the wall right now. Open up your legs a little bit. Doesn't have to be crazy. And we're ready to fold. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Put your hands on your hand support. All right. From here, we're going to let our legs go a little bit wider. And then we're going to rotate the legs. Right now, our knees and our toes are kind of pointing forward, right? I'm pointing towards you guys, towards the camera. What we're going to do is rotate the legs so that the inside of the thigh is pointing in front. The knee is now pointing up and out, and the toes are pointing up and out, and the heel is down. We're going to do that on both sides. I recommend you get your hands onto your hand support immediately because your heels are going to be like, whoa, that's a lot of weight. I don't like this. And that is very normal. So right now, our hands are on our hand support. Our butt is leaning against the wall. Our legs are starting to go a little bit wider. Take a couple of seconds now and find a relatively comfortable spot. Comfortable is kind of an exaggeration. I just want you to find a spot where you're not feeling like you're about to lose your balance. You're not feeling like you're about to tip over. You're feeling you're relatively in control. All right. Hands are on your hand support. Butt is against the wall. Legs are out. You're on your heels. Your toes are pointing up. All right. Once you've found that comfortable-ish spot, we're going to breathe and we're going to try and stay as calm as possible to reduce a little bit of tension. All right. Inhale. Hold that breath for a second. Exhale. Relax. That's one. We're going to do it again. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Relax. So you can sink a little bit deeper into your stretch. That's two. Let's do it again. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Relax. Sink a little deeper into your stretch. That's 3 times. Now, some optional little tiny wiggles. See if you can push your right heel out a little bit, your left heel out a little bit, right heel out a little bit, left heel out a little bit. See me a tiny bit further. And if you are totally stuck, perfect. We're ready to start our stretch. Right now, our heels are down, toes are up, knees are pointing up. The top of our head is pointing up into the ceiling. We're hanging out here for 30 seconds. Let's go with 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, keep breathing, don't hold your breath, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, this is where having a light hand support is going to be super handy. Push it out of the way. See if you can walk your hands forward a little bit and slowly bring your legs in underneath you. All right, we're coming out of that stretched position. That was side split number 1. Now we're going to do side splits 2 and 3. But before we jump into the next one, we're going to shake out the tension. All right, because when we're in that side split position, a whole bunch of muscles were tense. They were going, no, 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 no. What are you doing? Doggo, would you like to leave? Is this what you're telling me? You trying to go somewhere, or you think we're playing games? You thought we were playing games? I'm sorry, I confused you. We're doing the show. It's showtime. Okay. His ears all flopped up because he was just sleeping. Anyways, let's get into some shaky shaky. All right. We are going to shake out our ankles to help our legs relax. The reason why we do this is because it's a very visual test to see if your leg muscles are relaxing. If your ankles are flopping all over the place, if your calves are swaying all over the place, chances are your muscles are a little bit more chill rather than a little bit more stiff, and that is what we want. So if you can pick up the intensity just a little bit, shake a little bit harder, flop a little harder, wiggle, 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 wiggle. Take a couple of steps, make sure that leg is feeling a little bit better, a little smoother, and let's shake out the other leg. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. Shakety, shake, shake, shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. Shakety, shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 and whoo. Make sure your legs are working. And we're going to move on into our hips. All right. All your weight, I want you to put in one leg. Then on the other leg, I want you to put the big toe down on the ground. So there's almost no weight on it. Right? You can lift it up at any time. From here, we're going to focus on the angle of this leg bone. I want you to open it up. I want you to point that knee as far back to your side as you can. And then I want you to do the opposite. I want you to bring your knees together. So we're contracting some muscles here in the front. You're feeling a stretch here in the outside of the hip. And now when you do the opposite, you're contracting your glutes and you might feel a stretch here in the front of your hip, all right? We're going to work that full range of motion. We're going to figure out how to use our own muscles to pull ourselves into these awesome positions. And when you've got done a couple, we can start going a little faster, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At some point, we'll just treat them as shaking out the leg. But for now, if you're new to the show especially, we gotta build some strength, build some control first, all right? All your weight is in one leg, big toe is down. We'll bring the knee in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out, in and out and 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 shake, 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 shake everything. Whew. That is how we relax. That's how we flop around in between a couple of rounds of side splits, all right? We're ready for side split number 2. Let's go. Take your hand support, bring it in front of you, bring it to the wall, bring your butt to that wall, open up those legs, and let's fold. Whee! Hands on your hand support. Legs are going a little bit wider. Find a nice comfortable spot for you to rotate those legs. Our heels are down, our toes are up, our knees are pointing up. Our heels are down, our toes are up, our knees are pointing up, our inner thighs are pointing and facing forward. Now, put your hands on your hand support, your butt against the wall, come on down towards the ground and find a nice, calm, peaceful spot for you to hang out at. All right. The purpose of this spot is to give your body a chance to relax, try to slip into a slightly deeper side split. If you don't go any deeper, that's okay, but it's to give us an opportunity. All right. Breathe. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. See if you can sink a little bit deeper. All right. Let's do it again. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Sink a little bit deeper. That's 2. Third time's the charm. Let's do it. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Sink a little bit deeper. That's 3 times. Optional wiggles if you want to. Push your right leg out, left leg out, right leg out, left leg out, right leg out, left leg out. Just a teeny tiny little bit. See if you can get a tiny bit more. And from here, we're going to get into side split number 2. All right. This time, instead of having your knees and your toes point straight up, I want you to point them at a diagonal. I want you to lean forward a little bit so that you get more of a stretch here in your inner thigh. All right. That is the goal. 30 seconds. Let's do it. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our second stretch. Push your hand support out of the way if you need to. Crawl on forward and come out of this stretch. Take a second. Breathe. Slowly come on into standing and let's shake out our legs. All right, let's go. Shakety, shake, 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 shakety, shake, shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. And we're gonna do the same on the other side. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. Again, shakety, shake, shake, shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. The goal is to have your leg muscles relax a little bit. All right. Work your way through some floppiness so that there's no way that the muscles are tense. Because if they were tense, you'd be like, and not looking like a soggy noodle. All right. Once you've shaken out your legs are moving a little bit smoother, moving a little bit better. We're going to move on into our hips. All of your weight is in one leg. Big toe is down. We'll bring the knee in and out and 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 in and out. We're doing the opposite. Bring the knee in and out and 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 in and out. And we're going to keep on switching back and forth a couple of times until your hips are feeling a little bit looser. We did a little bit more focus on precision and full range of motion on the last one. This time around, you can just turn it into a little bit of a dance move, have some fun with your legs, relax, get loose. All right? Whew. We're going to get ready to get into our third and final side split right now. Take another deep breath, relax, and let's do it. Take your hand support, bring it in front of you. Let's take our butts to the wall. Open up those legs, fold on down. Whee! Hands on your hand support, butt on the wall. Legs are going a little bit wider. Find a nice spot to externally rotate the legs, which means your heels are down, the toes are up, the knees are pointing up. Heels are down, toes are up, knees are pointing up. Inner thighs are pointing forward. Put your hands on your hand support so you take some of the burden off your legs right away. And see if you can drop a little bit lower. All right? Take your time. It's absolutely no rush. Breathe. And once you've found a spot where you're feeling like you're in control, you're not off balance, you're not about to tilt over, you're not randomly feeling some muscles flexing really hard, trying desperately to keep you from falling over, and you're able to almost chill, then we're ready to breathe. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale, relax. See if it sink a little deeper on that exhale. Don't stress about it if you can't. Just when you do, see if you can drop a little deeper. All right, inhale. Hold. Exhale, relax. Sink a little deeper. Let's do it again. Inhale. Hold. Exhale, relax. Sink a little bit deeper. A little wiggle to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. And if you can't go any deeper, we're getting ready for side split number 3. All right? You got the option of side split number 1, where your toes are pointing up, your knees are pointing up, your heels are down, and the top of your head is pointing straight up. Side split number 1. You got the option of side split number 2, where we're leaning forward a little bit. We're tilting forward so you feel more of the stretch on the inner thigh. All right? And I'm going to do a variation of stretch number 2. Cool? Get into a position. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. It's a little too late now. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. Put your hands down. Collapse to the floor momentarily if you need to. Otherwise, slowly bring your legs in. Grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need to. And that is our third and final side split. All right, congratulations. You've done most of the hard stuff. All we got left is some shaky, some relaxation, some joint checks, and then we'll be done. Let's come back into standing and let's wrap this up. Shake out your ankles. Remember, the goal is relaxation. And you don't have to only do the ankle stuff that I had you start out with. That is just to get brand new people in our show locked in on one little detail and get them going. If you want to start combining your whole leg, you want to start flopping around, you want to start shaking everything all at the same time, feel free to do so. All right. If you want to turn into like a little octopus squid thing just swimming through the water, feel free to do so. And make sure your muscles are nice and relaxed for the most part. It doesn't have to be as relaxed as we were in some of the earlier movements because you don't necessarily need to go do another side split. All right. A little bit of tension is not the end of the world. So how loose you want to get is completely up to you. Next, all your weight is in one leg. Big toe is down. We're doing the knee in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out. Whew, other side. Straight leg down and in and out 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 and in and out. Whew. Shake out your legs, shake out your arms, shake out everything, get loose. Yeah, flop it. And whew. Oh, hopefully you're feeling nice and relaxed, feeling like you're very mobile right now, because that, hopefully, is what we got to. All right. We're going to move on into our two final moves. We're going to do a couple of joint checks. We're going to do some hip circles, and we're going to do some crazy calf raises that challenge our whole entire lower body. Let's get into the hip circle. I want you to slowly lean into your hips. Slowly work your way back and around into the side, forward, and all the way around. And if you are able to find a couple of funky spots where you're extra tight and you're like, ooh, feel free to hang out there for a little bit. Give it some extra attention, give it some extra love, and come on around. Once you're done a couple in one direction, see if you can turn the other way. Come back around. That's one. And two. When you first start out, try to go a little slower, see what feels weird, what feels tight, what feels like it needs a little bit of love. And as you get more comfortable, you've known that it's fine. You can go a little faster and go wee, do some crazy hula hooping looking stuff, and have some fun with it. All right. At the end of the day, the more fun you have, the easier it is to stay consistent. All right. Next, we're gonna go and move on into our calf raises to wrap this up. For our calf raises, I want you to keep your legs about hips width apart. All right. Not super wide. No, not that. Not super narrow. No, not that. About hips width apart. I want you to drop into a little bit of a squat like this. And I want you to potentially have some hand support in front of you or use a wall. You could do this and face the wall if that helps you. Obviously, I can't do that because then you'd just be looking at my butt and that would be inappropriate. So we are getting into this position and I want you to lean forward. All right. I want you to almost feel like you're about to tip over. Don't actually tip over, but I almost want you to feel that way. The reason is we want your toes to kick in. We want your toes to squeeze the floor to latch into the ground to keep you from falling over. And to make it worse, we're going to push your knees forward as well. So now we're really, really, really leaning forward and we're relying on our toes, we're relying on our feet to keep us secure, stable on the ground. Cool? From here, we're going to do some calf raises. I want you to feel that crazy Achilles tendon stretch, that calf stretch when you bring your knees forward. And I want you to do a calf raise from here. Bring the heels up and down and up and down. When you come down, I want you to reset. I want you to push your knees forward again and then come back up and down. Reset and 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 up and down. Do as many as you would like. If you got really strong calves, you want to go for a while, feel free to do it. Your quads will probably start complaining at some point, but when you're ready to call it, we probably did 7 or 8 together, I don't know. When you're ready to call it, know that you challenged your toes, you challenged your feet, you challenged the arch of your foot, you challenged your calves in a stretched position, in a contracted position, your quads, because you were holding that squat the whole entire time, they were letting you know they don't like that. And your low back was doing the same because we were in that forward bending position. Our low back was holding up our entire back. All right. Hands, our ankles, all those things were moving through a ton of range of motion, getting challenged while we wrapped up and checked out all of our joints at the same time, or at least all of our lower body joints at the same time. So if you were able to do like 75, 80% of that, chances are you're doing fine. And we're ready to wrap. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming in, practicing a little bit of consistency, working on your side splits, working on your hip mobility. We have wrapped up yet another show. It is Sunday evening. I hope you've had a lovely weekend. I hope you're starting to cool off now that we're done with this. And I hope you had the opportunity to check out some of the other shows that we did this weekend. On Saturday and Sunday mornings, we had our general, gentle mobility stuff for our joints and back posture and strengthening the backside of your body in general. And now in the evenings, we got our 9 p.m. standard hip mobility and side splits. So now that you know that, and we've recapped it for the umpteenth time, you should also know that most of the content I make is about trying to make movement a little bit more fun. Making movement something that you think about doing because you enjoy it rather than something that you feel obligated to do, all right? When we shake it out, when we get loose, when we get relaxed, when we do some body rolls, we do some hip shaking and all that good stuff, that is not just fun, it's not just dancing, it is actually using the joints as they're supposed to be used and helping you get a little unstiff. All right. A lot of stiffness, especially if you just got out of bed and you're like, ugh, my back is completely gunked up. Or if you just got out of the chair after working for a whole day and you're like, oh, and you're kind of wobbling from side to side. A lot of that stiffness comes from you not moving. Your muscles get really good at locking up, staying super tight, because that's what your body demanded for that moment of work or whatever it is that you were doing. And then it forgot how to loosen up. The way to loosen up is to start moving. And hopefully, between the Saturday and Sunday mornings, where we slowly work through each joint, trying to get as much range of motion move through as possible, or through our hip mobility and side splits now, you're slowly getting a whole bunch of different new skills, different new tools that you can apply to your life whenever you're like, that's a little funky. And hopefully that helps address some of those issues. All right. Ah, what else? Most of my content is just a quick reminder to get a little bit of exercise. 2 minutes here, 2 minutes there, while you're waiting for coffee to come out, microwaving food, heating up something really simple on the stove. That is a perfect opportunity to get a couple of reps. We wrapped up with like 8 calf raises, and they sucked. All right, they were really, really hard. That didn't even take 2 minutes. So don't sleep on those little pockets of opportunity to get a little bit of movement in. It doesn't have to be crazy. You don't even have to do squats or calf raises or things that look like exercise. Sometimes all you need is a little bit of gentle joint rotation. Your wrists are moving a little smoother. You make a couple of fists. That counts. All right. That counts because your joints don't have blood vessels. They don't heal the same way everything else, like your muscles, heal. All right. If your joints are feeling a little achy, they need a little bit of love. The only love that can help them is movement. Because when you move, synovial fluid gets pumped through your joints. Synovial fluid is the delivery mechanism, is a little bit of goop that travels around your body when you move. And it clears the waste, and it holds onto the doo-doo that's left behind in your joints, clears it out of the way, but it also brings in fresh nutrients so that your joints heal and good stuff happens. So don't forget to move, all right? And have fun. If you want to spend a lot of time dancing, I am 100% for it. Cool? All right. Now that I have told you all the things I care about, let's take a look at the chat. Flourish with me says thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Flourish with me. I think this might be the first time I've seen your name in the chat. So thank you for being here. Thank you for jumping into the chat. And thank you for sending thank you. I appreciate it. Chase sending awesome emojis with hearts. Appreciate it. True Blue says evening, everyone. Welcome back, True Blue. Flower says thank you. And MZJ X Mark says thank you. You're welcome. Hey, welcome back. Etai9996 says, I needed this so much. Thank you. You're very welcome. All right. I'm going to scroll up and see if there's any comments in here that I can absolutely address, or if not, send you to somebody who can. And Itai says, lol, so accurate. I hope that was like the back stiffness stuff that you were talking about. Itai says, y'all okay after this one? Was it the side splits? Did they beat you up, or was it something earlier? Flower says, I wish. I wish what? I'm scrolling up. I'm scrolling up. What are you responding to? Why was I so far away from the phone? I have no idea what we're talking about. Juana says, our community just teared up. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Juana became the number 33 fan of the fan club. Thank you for joining the fan club. I appreciate it. All right. We got a whole bunch of people following the live, and I accidentally hit invite on somebody's username. That was an accident, but that's okay. If they pop in, this will be wild for a moment, and then we'll kick them out. Israel says, I can do this whole I can't do the whole 30 seconds, just 15. What do we do 30 seconds? Oh, the side splits. I was like, what do we do 30 seconds of? That's absolutely okay. If you need to take a break, put your hands down, give yourself a little support, take a little relax break. If you need to, you can push yourself out of that stretch a little bit, right? There's no need for you to be in your absolute maximum, deepest possible stretch. And I should probably say this on the live, so thank you for reminding me. But if you can't stay in a position for 30 seconds. It's too crazy. Feel free to come out, come a little bit higher in a position that you can stay in for a little bit longer. A little bit less deep, a little bit more relaxing-ish, relaxing for you, and hang out there. Not every single day has to be a maximum effort 100% side split day, right? If you are feeling real rough, you have slept poorly for a couple of days, you went out drinking with your friends, and you have not slept well all weekend, because, we do that on weekends. That's okay. On those days when you're not feeling as great, you don't have to give 100%. All right, especially when you're feeling less recovered, especially if you're feeling a little bit more achy and stiff and everything's making noises, you can take it a little bit more gently. Right? If it's 30% day, give it 30%. If it's a 70% day, give it 70%. If you're feeling like you crushed it, you slept well, you ate well, you've been doing all good the whole week, you want to give 100%, give 100% when you got it. All right. This is about building consistency, right? The show, yes, it's about hip mobility and side splits, but it's a lot about building consistency. If you burn yourself out, if you hurt yourself because you haven't been resting very well and you're still pushing 100%, even though your body's only capable of giving 30%, that is just going to delay and make everything worse, right? And you're gonna not want to do the workouts. That's not what I want for you. What I want for you is to feel so good after the workout, to feel so accomplished, to feel like you're such a badass because you're getting deeper and more flexible and you're doing things you never thought you could do, so that you're excited to come back. You're excited to practice a little bit more. You're excited to keep doing more crazy stuff. And hopefully, you get a couple of new skills, then you try some new stuff, then you try some more new stuff, and then one day you find out you're a total badass and you're doing handstands and you're flipping all over the place. That would be awesome. All right. So I don't remember how this tangent started, but oh, there we go. If you can't do 30 seconds, do what you can. Make it a little bit easier. It's all good. Cool. All right. I'm gonna keep scrolling. Scoop my butt up. What else we got in the chat? Liv says this hard. It is definitely not easy. And I've been doing this for a long time. So some of the versions of the stretches that you're seeing are going to be really crazy looking for you. It's typically. Not always. There's plenty of people I'm sure who are way more flexible than me, but I've been doing this for 500 days. So I think I am a little bit more flexible than the average population on the stretches that we continuously practice. I'm not saying I'm going to be more flexible in every single stretch because that's not how that works, right? You get better at what you train at. And the, the exact like 9 moves that we do on this live every single day, I've been doing for a while, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of days. So if something I do looks absolutely crazy for you, please know I try my very best to make sure the instructions are applicable to you wherever you're at, except for maybe the side splits. The side splits might be a little bit more like you gotta fidget around and fumble around. But when we're doing the crazy hamstring stretch, I only tell you to fold forward. I only tell you to bring your belly button down, right? I don't tell you to go bring your face to the floor or anything. Like, and I tell you to aspire to do that, but I don't actually mean for you to be able to do that because that's insane amount of flexibility. And most of the instructions are designed so that no matter what level of flexibility you've got, you're just moving in the right direction. So if you felt like at some point the instructions did not feel that way, let me know. And I will try my best to adjust, to tweak so that it's more applicable for the whole entire audience, no matter where you are in your flexibility journey. All right. Charles actually says, Ken had some Wi-Fi issues, should be resolved now. Oh, thank you. Thank you for letting people know. And Israel says, oh, it's back now. Let's get back to it. Good, 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 good. Thank you for sticking around until the internet issues solve themselves. Storm says, I'm late. Let me finish eating. I'll be right back, Ken. It's all good. I don't know if you made it back, but if you did, that's hardcore. I can't imagine finishing dinner and then jumping right on to the live. I have changed a whole bunch of my eating habits so that I'm not super stuffed for the live. Especially for the things where we do a lot of like forward folding and like in the hamstring stretch, we're trying to bring your belly button down to that thigh. That was crazy. Oh no, was there another disconnection? Brilliant. Isame says there was a disconnection. Did another one just happen, or are you talking about much earlier, like halfway through the live? Because I know about the halfway through the live one, but I didn't know if there was another one. There's still 100 something of you guys online on this live at the moment, so I hope there wasn't one that just popped in a second ago. Bryce says, "Hey Ken, hey Bryce, good to see you." Ty Kim says, "Texas?" Question mark. No, no, I was not Texas. I don't know what the reference is. Itai says, yes, you are right on both guesses. Amazing. I honestly can't even remember what those guesses were, but I'm glad I was right.
Splits.
Oh.
Which one he was complaining about?
Oh, okay, cool.
Is anyone else okay after this?
Oh, okay, okay, awesome, 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 awesome. I was like, I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. But I'm glad that I was able to place what your comment was about after the fact. Travel Doctor says I didn't notice something on my great. Okay, so maybe there was something earlier, but we're not sure about a second one. Cool. I think that is the majority of the chat here, which is cool because this might be the fastest live we've had in a while. I've had like two lives run almost 2 hours in the last 2 or 3 days. And I think this morning we had somebody who was super excited about calisthenics who might have been a little bit younger. And so I couldn't help myself to try and funnel as much information into their heads as possible. And I think it ran like 2 hours and 15 minutes. So that was crazy. But when there's good conversation, I can't help myself. I'll be here. Queen RR over on YouTube says hello. I hope you had a good weekend. I had a great weekend. Lois says hello. I'm early, and we had Wi-Fi issues again. Lois says yes. I see the Wi-Fi issues. Thank you. Queen RR says I feel like your voice is kind of echoey. JK, it was my computer. Oh, okay, good. That's helpful. Well, I also turned off the fan, and now I'm sweating super hard because of your comment. And now I am upset that it was your computer and not my microphone. I'm just kidding. It's not that big a deal. I sweat a lot. So, JSFN NYC says hi, and Lois says thanks, Ken. All right, that's I think, is our life. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming in, practicing a little bit of consistency, working on your side splits, working on your hip mobility. I hope you're feeling a little bit looser, having a little bit of fun. I hope your spine is loose and wiggly and less stiff. Your hips, hopefully, are a little less stiff, and you're ready to go crush whatever else you got left today. And hopefully, whatever else you got left today is nice and pleasant and fun. All right? Oh. Itai says, feeling much lighter. Good. I would hope so. Otherwise, the suffering wouldn't really have been worth it, would it? We'll see you guys soon. We'll be back same time tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern, doing some side splits, doing some hip mobility, bring good vibes. And if you're having less good vibes, hopefully I'll bring enough good vibes to bring your vibes better too. That sentence I've never used before, so I had to think about how to end that sentence. Don't worry about it. I'll practice it for next time. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Have a great night and rest well. Closing out. Do 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 do.